Hey all, we're going to be looking at an interesting glitch in the pressure system here today in this Class 4 Transport Gecko. Right now I'm in free play, but as far as I know, this works when I've tested it in career mode, and I can't find any conditions for it working or not working, so I think it's just totally reproducible. I think it's interesting because it might show us something about the way that the game engine is programmed. I'm not sure exactly what it tells us. With a little bit more investigation, it might tell us interesting. So I'm just checking. Whoops! I'm just checking here that this hatch to the crawl space is closed. This main compartment is pressurized, and what I want is the next compartment here to be pressurized. So it's depressurizing right now. That's okay. So I'm going to close this door, and I'm going to pressurize this compartment. So this is the compartment that the glitch is in, this little hallway that goes into the cockpit over here, and this little storage utility room over here. And the glitch is, now notice I'm in a pressurized cabin. If you look down in the bottom right hand corner, it says pressurized. I'm in a pressurized area. And we know that the outer hull area, the crawl space, is always unpressurized. So I'm going to bring out my stinger head, and this plate specifically, let's get this out of the way. This plate specifically, right above me with the triangle on it, this is the plate that the generator rests on. If you go to the work orders, in career mode, this is where the generator sits, and normally you pull apart the outer hull and then you can take the generator out and send it off to the barge underneath. But right above this triangle is where this generator sits. Now I'm going to shoot at the corner so I don't accidentally shoot that generator and destroy it. And I'm going to use a stinger head just to melt this plate. There we go. And it's dissolved now. Now the interesting thing is, I'm in a pressurized area. Now I'm in an unpressurized area. So we have a pressurized area and an unpressurized area sitting next to each other. And nothing happening, and obviously this is not how the rest of the game works. So something about this plate is different from the rest of the pressure system in the game, and I don't know, maybe this plate is just not registered as an object that can separate pressure areas from non-pressure areas. Maybe it's just an omission like that. Maybe there's a map of the ship inside the game engine that shows which areas are adjacent to which. Because this plate should be adjacent to the crawl space, right? And if we gain access to the crawl space, then we should depressurize the area. This causes some interesting... I don't know if it's a glitch or not. Alright, so remember now, we depressurize that inner main cabin. So this shouldn't do anything. I go from an unpressurized space to an unpressurized space. It does seem like this has kind of messed up the pressure system somehow, because even if I close this door, right, if I now try and go into and pressurize this main cabin, I'll hit the pressure atmosphere regulator, and it doesn't do anything. It just doesn't want to. It said, if you notice, it says pressure cycling, but nothing happens. The airlocks aren't working either. I go over to activate airlock. It says airlock is cycling, but the doors don't do anything, at least from the outside. I don't know if this affects the function of the airlock in here. Nope, still not working. So the airlock is not working properly anymore. The pressure regulator in the main cabin is not working properly anymore. If we go to a space that's totally disconnected from that main cabin, right? So this space was pressurized.
Your pressure level decreasing.
And we can go in and we can hit this one, and this works fine. So now we can pressurize the reactor room. Pressurized. I can depressurize it. No problem. Alright. But again, all the pressure systems in this main room now just don't seem to work right. Or don't respond. They say pressure cycling, but nothing happens. Now if I go back to... if I go back to my glitched compartment, you know, there are other things in here too, right? Now it says danger over here. That might be pressurized. If I go ahead, you know, this aluminum panel also separates the same compartment from the outer hull from the crawl space, right? So if I melt this, we get the behavior you expect to see, right? Now it says, you know, you've got an unpressurized area next to a pressurized area. This cabin switches from pressurized to unpressurized. Anyway, just an interesting bug. I'm not sure what it tells us about the game engine and how things are programmed. I'm guessing that this particular bug is just an oversight because that generator plate is just a one-off kind of thing versus the aluminum plates. Anyway, hope you found this interesting. Let me know what you think.